Good evening, high school football fans. This is High School Football America for May the 7th, 2015. I'm Jeff Fisher, host of the show and founder and editor-in-chief of High School Football America and highschoolfootballamerica.com. Congratulations to all the players, all the high schools and the families and the communities of the high schools, of all the players, 256 in all that were drafted during 3 days in Chicago for the 2015 NFL Draft. We had a lot of fun over 3 days, keeping everyone up to date with pick by pick on where the NFL players played their high school football. It was fun to keep up. You can go back to highschoolfootballamerica.com and see it round by round, pick by pick. When all was said and done, once again, the big football states, in fact, were the big football states. Florida, 39 overall former high school football players, leading the way. 39 top in the list. They had 44 last year. Georgia was second with 30. Texas in third with 27, and California with 25 overall. The first round was a lot of fun for Bradford High School out of Wisconsin, as they had two teammates taken in round one. Defensive end Trey Waynes went to the Minnesota Vikings with the 11th overall pick, and then just 4 later, the 15th pick by the San Diego Chargers. They took running back Melvin Gordon. Those two played together. An interesting little fact is when they were at Bradford, they did not win a state championship, but Bradford did win a state title the year after they graduated. It was the first time since '97 when two actual teammates were drafted in the first round. Back in '97, it was El Camino High School in California. Their standouts, Michael Booker, taken by the Falcons, and Bryant Westbrook, taken by the Detroit Lions. The last time two players taken in the first round from the same school, not in the same graduating class, was Piscataway High School in New Jersey. Their stars, Kyle Wilson, the 11th pick in the 2010 draft, and Anthony Davis, the 29th pick in the 2010 draft. So again, a lot of fun. Please feel free to go back to highschoolfootballamerica.com. It's a lot of fun to see where each and every player went to high school. Tonight's show brought to you by our partners, Echo 1612. Instant replay has come to high school sidelines. It's affordable, and it gives you an advantage, coaches. A lot of schools are picking up on this, and they are selecting Echo 1612. And what this means is you may be coaching against a school that has instant replay, and they can make changes in real time. Check them out at Echo 1612. And if you contact them before tomorrow and mention High School Football America, you'll get $100 off your order. Also brought to you tonight by Crossover. Crossover Intelligence. Coaches, this will save you time and money. You know how hard it is, or how much time is spent. It's hard, but it's also a time spending away from your family when you got to sit there and break down game film for you. Crossover doing a great job with giving you down and distance tendency reports. You're still going to have to go into your film, but this is broken down in such a cool way that you'll understand how much time it's going to save you. Our good friend Jason Strunk, who writes the turnaround for us, Lubbock High School's head coach in West Texas. He's already ordered it. He's on board. He went with the Dynasty package. He estimates that this is going to save him $500 an hour, and over the course of a season, maybe $10,000. Also brought to you tonight by the debris inhibitor razor, the TDI Razur from Southern Sport. Good friend Joey Teichert, one of the founders, will be on the show tonight talking about the new season of the TDI Razur, keeping those pesky rubber pellets from field turf out of your shoes. So Joey will be here at the back end of the show, and starting the show off in just a little bit, we're going to talk with the new head coach at Carmel High School in Indiana. 7 state championships since 1978, and John Hebert took over for Kevin Wright, who left for IMG Academy in Florida. Kevin leading them to a 2011 state championship, and John Hebert, who is an '89 grad of Carmel and has been the defensive assistant, the defensive coordinator there for the last 7 years, will join us in just a couple of minutes. He's excited as can be to be coaching at his hometown program there and taking over a very good program that's got a lot of talent back, and don't be surprised to see them. Last year they climbed as high as number 17 in the High School Football America top 25. Don't be surprised to see them somewhere in the preseason top 25. We're already working on that, so stay tuned for that. Remember, keep up with news throughout the week when we're not on the air here by going to our Twitter account. HSFB America is our handle. Facebook at Facebook.com/High School Football America, and of course the Daily Dose podcast. The High School Football America 2-minute drill. You can listen to it on our website, or you can subscribe for free on iTunes, and you can find that out right on our homepage. Lots of news. We break out the news for you state by state, and it's real easy. Just whatever your favorite state is, we have everything there for you. A lot of news coming out of the different states this week. Oregon, it is prohibiting blindside blocking. That could go national as a result of the test going on in Oregon. North Carolina and New York, they hop on board as the states start getting longer and longer, that list of controlling practices a little bit more, cutting down on the amount of live hitting. North Carolina did it today, limiting teams to 60 minutes per week. So all kinds of information there for you. A study was released on Monday talking about concussions occurring in games versus during practice. In high school and college, they're saying that there's more concussions in practice rather than the games. That information's there for you. And again, we're tweeting it out all week long. So please go to highschoolfootballamerica.com. We update it daily. Great show tonight. Like I said, we've got Joey Teichert on the back end from Southern Sport, the debris inhibitor Razur. Find out what's new other than 23 colors. They're growing more colors for the players that want to spat and keep those pesky rubber pellets from field turf out of their shoes. That's what the TDI Razur does, the debris inhibitor Razur. When we come back, you're going to hear from John Hebert, the new head coach at Carmel High School in Indiana. It's got a lot of excitement in that program. They're going to be another good team coming up in 2015. We'll get a preview of that, plus John's thoughts on being the new head man in mid-Indiana. That and more when we come back. You're listening to High School Football America. Instant replays on a high school football sideline? Seriously? Yes, the future is here with Echo 1612's Instant Replay Sideline System. Echo's cutting-edge technology was the first to the market 2 years ago. Echo delivers instant replay to your sideline on an iPad within seconds of a play being finished so that you can make tomorrow's coaching changes today. This NFHS-approved product may be the biggest change in high school football since the invention of the helmet. Coaches, you'll gain a competitive edge by adding Echo 1612's Instant Replay Sideline System to your coaching toolbox. How cool is this? The Echo Instant Replay Sideline System works with both your current booth and end zone cameras, plus, and this is an important point, Echo works without any cellular connection, data plans, or internet. The list of high school football programs using Echo 1612 system is growing daily, meaning your opponent may already have a game time advantage. You don't want to be left out, do you? The Echo 1612 advantage is simple. Echo plus an iPad equals instant replay on your sideline that improves your game planning. Seriously, you'll be making coaching adjustments in real time, not the day after. Except no copycats, Echo 1612 is the best on the market. Echo 1612's cutting-edge technology helps you make tomorrow's adjustments today. Learn more at echo1612.com. Field turf rubber pellets, be gone. The debris inhibitor Razur is a seamless outer sock that was specifically designed to keep crumb rubber and other fine debris from artificial or grass playing surfaces out of an athlete's shoes and socks, thus keeping such debris out of gym bags and locker rooms. The Razur, spelled R-A-Z-U-R, is favored by athletes who want the look of tape, by trainers who no longer have the time to tape only for show, and by moms who no longer want that crumb rubber in the house. The debris inhibitor Razur is made in America. It's 70% nylon and 30% spandex, making it extra lightweight and very durable, and it's backed by a 1-year performance guarantee. The debris inhibitor Razur covers just the right amount of a player's shoe while keeping those shoelaces tight. It's fully customizable, machine washable, and more importantly, it's easy to get on and off. The debris inhibitor Razur comes in 23 colors, and sizes are youth, medium, large, and for that extra big foot, extra large. Founded in 2010 by former University of Mississippi All-SEC football player Carl Hoppy Langley III, Southern Sport Inc. created the debris inhibitor to improve athletic performance by protecting athletes, allowing them to look and feel better with technically advanced products engineered with superior fabric construction, patented design, and proven innovation. Get a discount on your order by using the High School Football America code HSFA when you order at TDIRazur.com. That's Razor spelled with a U at TDIRazur.com. Listen up, football coaches. You need to check out a new scouting film solution called Crossover. That's Crossover with a K. Crossover Intelligence for Football gives you the edge you need to defeat your opponents. They not only break down and analyze scouting games for you, but they give you interactive tendency reports to diagnose your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. Crossover is your personal advanced scout, accessible from any mobile device or PC, and even integrates with your existing film platform like Huddle. Just transfer your scouting film from your existing video exchange service to the Crossover website, and in as little as 12 hours, your film will be completely indexed and tagged. Each play will become its own clip, allowing you to search the footage for anything you'd like. Their interactive down and distance reports will let you visualize your opponent's play calls in every situation or formation. Crossover Intelligence will give you the scouting edge you need to defeat your opponents. Go to crossover.com/football to sign up for a quick 5-minute demo to see how it can work for your team. That's Crossover with a K, crossover.com/football. This portion of High School Football America brought to you by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Tony the Tiger reminding all you dads out there whenever you sit down and you share that love that you have for the game of football, that passion when it comes through, make sure you sit down with the kids and do it over a bowl of Frosted Flakes. Well, passion is probably a good way to sum up what this young man, and I think he'll take that as a compliment. He's a young man, graduated from Carmel High School in Indiana back in 1989. He's been in that very good, successful program for the better part of 2 decades, and just last week he was named as the new head coach, taking over for Kevin Wright, who resigned and went to IMG Academy in Florida. But John Hebert is the man now in charge. He's been the DC for the last 7 years, and now he's got to call all the shots, and I bet you he's pretty excited about that. And he's on the line right now to talk about taking over the Greyhounds. Welcome to the show, Coach.
Thank you very much for having me, Jeff.
Well, it's got to be just a darn thrill. Before I started rolling the tape here, we were talking about, you know the mountain you're jumping off. A great program. You guys climbed to as high as number 17 in our rankings algorithm last year, which was great. We know the success the programs has had in the past, 7 state titles, and you're an alum from there. So you know a lot of people. Tell us a little bit about the feelings now that it's sunk in that you're the new HC.
Well, I'm not sure that it has truly sunk in. I've had some moments of feeling a little overwhelmed. The moment they announced my getting the job to the team itself was one of those moments, and I was taken aback by just the response by the players, and it's one of those things as you go through the interview process and you're trying to really present yourself in the best way, and you don't necessarily predict everything that's going to happen, and that moment kind of caught me off guard. I got a little emotional there, and I just started thinking about this might be one of the truly greatest moments of my life to be named head coach at this special place and have all these kids show me that much appreciation. So that was a great start, and then from there the emails and the texts and the phone calls and LinkedIn and Twitter and just an overwhelming, overflowing support from, people in this community that I've known through the years. I've coached their kids, or I've played with them, or taught their students, or my kids themselves are in this school system. So I've got a big collection of parents that we see often, and so it's a truly special place. And being here as long as I have, and being on the inside, I am extremely fortunate. I feel so thankful to be in this position to get to lead this football program. And I just we had our first morning workout yesterday morning, and I was pinching myself. So very, very excited to say the least.
John Hebert is on the line, the new head coach at Carmel High School in Indiana. They have been a power there in the state for a long time, and we've been doing this show for 4 years, and I've had a lot of people on that have been, promoted from within and have played at their school, but I've never even asked this question, so I want to kind of get your take, if you can take us inside your mind. You mentioned where you've got to make that decision. You've been there a long time. It is your hometown and all that. What goes through your mind as you either pick up the phone or start writing that email to the athletic director that you know very well? Can you kind of take us through that and how you presented yourself to say, yeah, I am the right guy for this job?
Well, I was fortunate to be in Italy this past spring with American Football Worldwide, who that's an organization run by Jim Barnes, who he's the head coach and president, and he was the head coach at Augustana College for, I think, 11 years, maybe a couple longer. And so he brought me on board there, and I've made the trip overseas a couple of times. So we had played our game, and I was there, and my wife had actually met me in Italy, and then all of a sudden the bombshell of Coach Wright taking the position at IMG Academy. And, I'd been talking with Kevin, so I knew there were some possibilities there, but when it happened, and then players and assistant coaches started to reach out to me, and I felt a little bit out of control, not being in the States, not being able to see the kids, and I worried about them and their mindset. So I didn't get a whole lot of sleep when I was over there, but through a lot of discussions with my wife, just decided now's the time. And I think it was just really good timing in that respect, that the two of us had that much time together to kind of put our heads together and think about our family situation. And I as we went through the interview process, I did explain to our principal John Williams and athletic director Jim Inskeep, that this decision was more made back in 2011. The team that year, we won the state championship, and we finished in several people's top 10 in the national rankings. And there was just a moment in that season where I really knew that this is what I wanted to do, and I wanted to do it here. So I didn't start looking elsewhere or throwing my name in the hat, even though some jobs came open that would be attractive. I knew that this is where I wanted to do it, and that was definitely a risk to not have head coaching experience, because when Carmel High School posts an opening in any athletic field, you're going to get the best of the best that apply, and I think that happened here. But I was able to convince our administration that I was the best person, and I have a great amount of respect, and I'm very grateful that they have that kind of faith in me.
John Hebert is on the line talking about becoming the new head coach at Carmel High School in Indiana, and time to put your kind of thumbprint on it. But I'm sure some of that thumbprint, you served on a couple of darn good staffs there. You mentioned Kevin Wright, and before that, Mo Moriarty. Tell us a little bit about how the guys you were under for a couple of years there, last seven as the defensive coordinator, will help shape you, and then tell us, kind of build that into how you see yourself going from that assistant to putting your mark on this Greyhound program.
Well, and that is something that I've thought a lot about. We've had a great amount of success over the last 10 years. 7 out of the last 9 years, we've made it to the state championship game, and Coach Mo Moriarty, came in here from Indiana University, and his model was outstanding, and so many things I learned from him are now routine for me in the field of preparation and just overall approach to the game, and the insistence on accountability from everyone, and there were several assistants that were on staff, as Mo took the job and were part of that success over the years, and many of those guys are still here, and they're the foundation really of this program. And for a long time, I was part of that, and so I have a great amount of respect and faith in the assistant coaches that are currently at Carmel High School, that the ones that have been there back when Mo got there, and then we've added one or two, seems like every year, and there's some guys that served once Kevin got there, and Kevin brought just a refreshing and kind of state-of-the-art approach. I mean, he had been offensive coordinator at Western Kentucky University, and had great success at our rival Warren Central, and a couple other stops at national programs, and so it was a really good fit and a mix of what Mo brought in and established, and some of the new ideas that Kevin brought in. And so I just feel like as a coaching staff and individual coaches that we've stepped up our innovation, and our professionalism has remained a top priority. And so I think as I move forward into this position, my greatest appreciation is for the people in the program. And we have great people. I truly believe that. We're so fortunate to have kids that are receptive to coaching and really excited about working hard. And we've got a big program, so we have a lot of kids, and they believe in competition, and we're really outspoken about not accepting the idea of believing in an entitlement toward anything. We're going to earn everything that we get, and the assistant coaches being the other really key element in the people department, because they really have the best interest of young people in mind, and they're great people. A lot of these people on staff here, our coaches on staff, are not just teachers in the building, but they're excellent teachers. They're top teachers, and the kids know that, and they know that there's integrity there that is in the relationship between themselves and the assistant coach, and that assistant coach really cares about them. And so, walking into this new role, I really want to maintain the culture that we have, and really just try to bring people even closer together. And Kevin leaving and taking that great opportunity down in Florida, that left a void there in leadership. And during that process, the kids and their work ethic, kind of was in some ways, up to them, and less about us. And so I think my task right now is to pull us back together and really establish a new sense of focus, because we're going to need it. We're playing really difficult schedule. We're in one of the best conferences I think there is. Just the number of quality teams in our conference is staggering, and they're all on our schedule. And we're going to make a trip to Cincinnati, Ohio, to play the Division II 2014 champion Cincinnati LaSalle down in University of Cincinnati Stadium. So that'll be in week 2, and there's just no room for us to look backwards at the successes that we've had. We've got to get to work now, and that really is, my emphasis is really developed into focusing on preparation, trying to condense the message that we're giving to kids, so that we have their attention, and then showing people how you feel about them, and that's why we're so lucky here to have that combination of coaches and players that truly care about each other.
That continuity will help heading into 2015. John Hebert on the line tonight. He is the new head coach at Carmel High School in Indiana. I was going to ask you this a little later, but I think I'll dovetail since you just mentioned it and the conference that you do play in there. You guys get to see each other a couple of times a year. You got that regular season, then you got to bring it around in the playoffs. The Warren Centrals, the Ben Davis, which happened last year. Let's give the listeners around America that only think that there's great conferences in New Jersey or here in Southern California or Texas and Florida, a little snapshot of what you guys have to go through. It's kind of a gauntlet there in the middle part of Indiana.
It sure is. And, right now being a heavy recruiting season, we're getting maybe 10, 11, 12 schools coming through our hallways each day and looking at our prospects, and they're making stops at all of our rivals. Warren Central is just an unbelievable program, and they've been able to do it with multiple head coaches over the years. They've won several state championships, and we played them in 2013 in the state championship, and we lost 7-6, and that was after we beat them in the regular season. And in 2014 we play Ben Davis, and Ben Davis is just a legendary program like Warren Central, and great coaching just like Warren Central, and unbelievable talent, and they have it all, and it was a very similar scenario. We beat them in the regular season in 2014, and then the state championship game, they turned the tables on us. So we have another major rival in Center Grove on the south side of Indianapolis, who has cranked out multiple Division I, Big Ten players that have gone on and made a big impact. And Coach Eric Moore, he has a program there that is as strong as anyone from year in and year out, and they're always in contention. And they won a state championship in 2008. We've added Lawrence Central, and Lawrence Central won the state championship in 2012. And they're another school with just great talent and coaches, and a lot of pride. And Pike High School is another really strong opponent, and every time you play them, you're really worried about their athleticism and great defense, and and that's just a few. I mean, we've got other programs that are on the rise too. A school, Lawrence North, is in the same school district as Lawrence Central, and they've made a tremendous leap in the last year with Coach Mallory and their new program, and great coaches that they have there. And we play 7 games in this conference, and we play 2 non-conference games. And so our other non-conference game is Hamilton Southeastern, and they and Fishers are both in our sectional, and Fishers won a state championship in 2010. They beat us 17-14 and went on and won the state championship, and they're somebody that we have to contend with all the time, and so there's not a single week off, and every week you're playing a team that in terms of athleticism, and I think what makes Central Indiana unique is these schools are all close to one another, and they're pretty large. I mean, we ourselves and Ben Davis and Warren Central, we've got a school size that probably rivals some conferences in California, where you're talking over 4,000 students. Mm-hmm. And so, when that happens, and there's a lot of pride in the community for football or for athletics in general, people get really excited about these contests, and that's how it's been. And we've given the spectators a lot to be excited about. I think all these schools and the colleges are noticing. I know Ben Davis had a lot of college signings off their state championship team, and so did Warren Central, and guys going to really big programs, and it's kind of changed the face, I think, of Indiana football. over the last 10 to 15 years as people in this metropolitan area have kind of spread out. I think a lot of people have moved into Central Indiana, and they're gravitating toward these districts that I've mentioned, and the byproduct is some really great football.
Yeah, it's. I was surprised when I lived in Chicago. I got to watch a lot of the state championship games at the quality of football in Indiana. Everybody's thinking it's a basketball state, but pretty darn good out there. The Metropolitan Interscholastic Conference, I should have mentioned. That's the conference we were talking about. John Hebert on the line, new head coach at Carmel High School. We're going to get to 2015 in a second, but you have a unique perspective. 89 grad of Carmel. You went on to Purdue. You've been on the staff for a long time. You've seen the evolution of high school football, and we know the pressure is ramped up. We talked about national rankings. It's great to see your name in there and all that. Can you kind of put into a couple of answers here how different the game is from when you were a kid in the late 80s playing there to now coaching these kids and dealing with the pressures of 2015? Or is there a way to kind of summarize the difference?
Wow, that is really a great question. I think the most staggering difference is just the accessibility of technology and the availability for players and students to get feedback on what they're doing on a daily basis. It makes all the difference in the world that after you're done with a really well organized and highly competitive practice, that you can email your players the video of that practice and make corrections and notes on that, and they can read it and then they can respond with their notes. So much teaching and so much learning results in just an elevated level of play, and so I think that's a big difference, and of course the strength and conditioning programs, although they were strong at Carmel over the years with a great staff and our old strength coach John Pesavento, we were kind of trendsetters in that area, but now it's routine and everybody is taking advantage of that, and so but you're seeing bigger and more athletic and better conditioned players all the time, and it's amazing to me the depth of most of these programs that I'm talking about, and ourselves included. I mean, I think we back in the 80s and 90s, there's some great football being played, and Ben Davis won the national championship in 1992. Carmel won a lot of state championships during that time, Penn High School up north. But the depth now on these teams, the number of kids that can contribute to success at the varsity level, and the number of kids that are being recruited, it's really incomparable. And I think the more the technology has improved and the better the physical conditioning and athleticism has improved, I mean, it really has approached the collegiate model, and so it's made it a lot more fun too.
And with that comes the pressure, as we were saying. John Hebert, the new head man at Carmel High School in Indiana, talking Indiana football tonight. Great football, high school football in the Indianapolis area, as you just heard a few seconds ago. Let's turn our focus here as we wrap up to 2015. You said you finally got out on the field with the kids there. That had to get the blood boiling a little bit. Can you give us a little snapshot of what you guys are going to look like in 2015? Who are some of the kids by name that you expect some leadership from?
Well, we do have a great core of kids back that have seen the field and had success on the field. I think we'll start on the offensive side with our quarterback, Michael Victor, who really had a great season in the regular season, helped us to an undefeated season, and that's when those national rankings started coming in. And he's a great dual threat. He's a passer and very athletic. Runs a 4.5, and he's a strong kid and very smart, and colleges are loving him, and And so, having him back is a blessing. And we've got another quarterback that really is pushing to contend for that position as well. And Thomas Stone is his name. He's a junior and tall and strong and smart and very, very lively arm. And so we feel really, really good about our two quarterbacks. We've got some offensive linemen back. Chase Crowder, he's a big boy. He's 290 plus pounds and very strong and a great leader. And we've got an offensive tackle back, Simon Charas, who had a very strong junior season, and several other linemen that that rotated in and played and went through the battles. And we have two junior receivers, Ethan Merriweather, who's a very good prospect at 6'3", 180 some odd pounds, and very athletic and a great basketball player. And then Jalen Walker, who's a slot and even a tailback guy. He's lightning in a bottle and a big time competitor, and just a strong, tough, great kid. His father is an NFL running back coach who has just agreed to coach with us this year. So the Walker family's helping us get better in a lot of ways, and we're just so blessed to have that be the fact. And then on defense, we have an outside linebacker named Noah Burks who at 6'3", about 225. He's been offered by about a dozen schools, Wisconsin and Maryland and Minnesota and Indiana and Illinois and Boston College, and his stock is just continuing to rise, which I knew it would. He's a 2-year starter, so he'll be coming in as a 3-year starter as he gets going. Just extremely athletic, and we hope to use him in a variety of ways. And then our strong safety, Alex Akins, is another guy that I think could play football for just about anybody in America and at the collegiate level. And his talents were on full display in the state championship game. Just had 10 plus tackles and an interception, and he's really a great leader and a great kid, really smart, tough. We've got a nose guard, Andrew Verhulst, who started last year, who's gotten stronger and better with his technique, and he's a force for us inside. We've got a couple of other D linemen that are we think are big time prospects that are underclassmen. Britton Berry's one of those guys. He's 6'6", almost 6'7", and 230 pounds. And we've got an inside linebacker, Cameron Hunt, who's very athletic, who started for the majority of the year last year. He'll be back as a senior, and I think as I mentioned these names, and these are guys that have been on the field, and these are guys that colleges are interested in. But I think a real strength of our program is in the guys that I didn't mention, because there will be people who rise to the challenge and are going to emerge as maybe perhaps our greatest leaders. And I think that's what makes this program special. And it has happened numerous times where kids that that we've always liked and thought had great potential, they put it together, and when it matters most, they produce. And along with great team chemistry, we've been able to have team success because people buying into that team factor. And so that's what we're going to work toward. And we're going to play some really tough teams, and we're going to give it our best. And whether we win or whether we lose, we're gonna learn from each situation and hope that by the time the playoffs come, we're playing our best football. That's the plan.
Game tested. John Hebert is on the line. Last question here as we let the new head coach at Carmel go is we were talking about the differences between 89 and 2015. One of the things is the big interstate games. You mentioned you've got your matchup with Division II champ in Cincinnati there, LaSalle High School. Tell me a little bit from a coaching perspective. Do you like the ability to step out of state and test your mettle, especially against a good state like Ohio in this case?
Oh, it really do. Last year we went down to Louisville, Kentucky to play Trinity High School, and the program that they have is second to none. And, the atmosphere was so neat for our kids. You get used to playing the same teams and seeing the same uniform combinations, and and there's something great about that. But going down to Trinity and playing in that wonderful stadium, and they don't really know who we are, and our kids, we've done our best to kind of let them in on who we're playing, and we went toe to toe. We were fortunate to come out of that game with a victory, 10-7, and that was a great boost for our self-esteem and a springboard for everything that came after. And of course, they won the state championship in Kentucky in the largest class, and that's just a great opportunity to go and play these great teams and see where you measure up and see where you need to improve. And you're going to find out when you play teams like that. There's no way to hide deficiencies, and so your kids know that when you're playing teams like this and teams that are in our conference that they're going to be tested, and it's going to take every bit of focus we have and every player we can have, along for the ride. And so, I think those great challenges are what really makes a program come together. And I think that's why football is elevated and really getting better in the state of Indiana year after year. Warren Central's playing Coleraine High School in that same Skyline Chili crosstown showdown, and they play right after us. So it's going to be, two great programs from Indiana against two great programs from Cincinnati. As a football fan, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, some bragging rights up there for grabs. Well, John, I'm pretty good at voices after doing this for 40 years, and I can hear the enthusiasm in your voice, and you explained it well at the beginning. We wish you nothing but success. And by the way, I think Trinity probably knew who you were going down there. You guys have been in the rankings, and kids watch that every so often. But, John, best of luck in 2015, and look forward to keeping up with you throughout the season.
Thank you very much, Jeff. I can't thank you enough for the interest in our program, and we just can't wait to get going, and thanks for sharing this moment with us.
You're very welcome. All right, taking a break. When we come back, Joey Teichert from Southern Sport talking about the TDI Razur, the debris inhibitor. This portion of the show brought to you by Crossover with a K. Get those down and distance and tendency reports. Save yourself time with Crossover. Crossover.com with a K /football. We'll be right back. Listen up, football coaches. You need to check out a new scouting film solution called Crossover. That's Crossover with a K. Crossover Intelligence for Football gives you the edge you need to defeat your opponents. They not only break down and analyze scouting games for you, but they give you interactive tendency reports to diagnose your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. Crossover is your personal advanced scout, accessible from any mobile device or PC, and even integrates with your existing film platform like Huddle. Just transfer your scouting film from your existing video exchange service to the Crossover website, and in as little as 12 hours, your film will be completely indexed and tagged. Each play will become its own clip, allowing you to search the footage for anything you'd like. Their interactive down and distance reports will let you visualize your opponent's play calls in every situation or formation. Crossover Intelligence will give you the scouting edge you need to defeat your opponents. Go to crossover.com /football to sign up for a quick 5-minute demo to see how it can work for your team. That's Crossover with a K, crossover.com /football. Field Turf rubber pellets, be gone. The Debris Inhibitor Razur is a seamless outer sock that was specifically designed to keep crumb rubber and other fine debris from artificial or grass-playing surfaces out of an athlete's shoes and socks, thus keeping such debris out of gym bags and locker rooms. The Razur, spelled R-A-Z-U-R, is favored by athletes who want the look of tape, by trainers who no longer have the time to tape only for show, and by moms who no longer want that crumb rubber in the house. The debris inhibitor razor is made in America. It's 70% nylon and 30% spandex, making it extra lightweight and very durable, and it's backed by a 1-year performance guarantee. The debris inhibitor razor covers just the right amount of a player's shoe while keeping those shoelaces tight. It's fully customizable, machine washable, and more importantly, it's easy to get on and off. The debris inhibitor razor comes in 23 colors, and sizes are youth, medium, large, and for that extra big foot, extra large. Founded in 2010 by former University of Mississippi All-SEC football player Carl Hoppy Langley III, Southern Sport Inc. created the debris inhibitor to improve athletic performance by protecting athletes, allowing them to look and feel better with technically advanced products engineered with superior fabric construction, patented design, and proven innovation. Get a discount on your order by using the High School Football America code HSFA when you order at TDIRazur.com. That's razor spelled with a U at TDIRazur.com. Instant replays on a high school football sideline? Seriously? Yes, the future is here with Echo 1612's Instant Replay Sideline System. Echo's cutting-edge technology was the first to the market 2 years ago. Echo delivers instant replay to your sideline on an iPad within seconds of a play being finished so that you can make tomorrow's coaching changes today. This NFHS-approved product may be the biggest change in high school football since the invention of the helmet. Coaches, you'll gain a competitive edge by adding Echo 1612's Instant Replay Sideline System to your coaching toolbox. How cool is this? The Echo Instant Replay Sideline System works with both your current booth and end zone cameras, plus, and this is an important point, Echo works without any cellular connection, data plans, or internet. The list of high school football programs using Echo 1612 system is growing daily, meaning your opponent may already have a game time advantage. You don't want to be left out, do you? The Echo 1612 advantage is simple. Echo plus an iPad equals instant replay on your sideline that improves your game planning. Seriously, you'll be making coaching adjustments in real time, not the day after. Except no copycats, Echo 1612 is the best on the market. Echo 1612's cutting-edge technology helps you make tomorrow's adjustments today. Learn more at echo1612.com. This portion of High School Football America brought to you by the TDI Razur, the debris inhibitor razor. That's Razur with a U, R-A-Z-U-R, and they've been with us for 3 years now. And on the line, Joey Teichert, one of the founding members, along with Hoppy Langley, and Sean Harden, part of the crew now. And they've just been good friends for us here since 2013 when we came out to Los Angeles. We love this product. For those of you that haven't heard me talk about it over the last 3 years, it's a great spat that keeps those pesky rubber pellets from field turf out of your shoes. And by the way, with tape being as expensive as it is at $4 a roll, for those kids that like to spat, it's a money saver because this thing doesn't wear out, and that's the one thing Joey and I joked about last year. They made it too good. Anyway, Joey's on the line to talk about what's new for 2015. Welcome to the show, Joey.
Thanks, Jeff. How are you, man?
I'm doing great, and we're just excited to have you guys back, and we're excited because there's a lot of excitement at Southern Sport as you guys are kind of blowing up a little bit, and you've had a lot of success over the last couple of years, doubling sales and that, and you've just got a new partnership with Twin Cities, and I think that's probably the best place to start, which is what does that do for you, and what, more importantly, does that do for the teams across America that want to get a hold of the Razur?
Yeah, I tell you, it's great, and you know, starting off too, thinking about 2013, it's been a long, you know, time has absolutely flown by with us and highschoolfootballamerica.com. So it's been kind of nostalgic to go back and look, but you know, Twin Cities brings a lot to the table. I mean, I think if you're looking at team sports for hosiery, you know, obviously they're the stalwart and the people that have been around for 40 years, and you know, we've been able to team up and you know, they're going to be making the debris inhibitor TDI Razur and also TDI Razur MP, and you know, being able to bring that out to a lot of different accounts.
be great to see it just all across America. Joey Teichert on the line, and I guess by saying it's now been 3 years, I guess that just means we've gotten 3 years older, and we were already old to begin with. So I'm not sure what all that says, but thanks for reminding me how old I am. Anyway, folks,
time flies when you're having fun.
It sure does, and you can go to TDIRazur.com. Again, Razur with a U, R-A-Z-U-R, and he mentioned MP. That's those are the initials for the multi-purpose, and we're going to talk about that as well because we think that's going to blow up in wrestling, which is part of what High School Football America does. In addition to the football, we're part of the National High School Coaches Association, which has put on national championships for the last quarter of a century. So we'll get to that in a second, but let's talk about some other exciting things. You got more colors, 23. So fill us in a little bit. What does the future hold? What's changed since you were on a year ago?
Well, the biggest is just that relationship with Twin City, and we're going to continue to be an Academy Sporting Goods, and they've really been a great partner for us, and I think sales are going really well in the Academy, and then also East Bay is carrying it now, and then it looks like we're going to have a couple other box stores that are going to be coming on in the fall. I don't know if I can really talk about those right now, but those, with East Bay coming on with the football, I think everybody, that's one of the first places everybody thinks about for online ordering is East Bay. And then, of course, we'll continue to have our website sales, and also, you can find the product on Amazon as well.
Talking to Joey Teichert tonight, Southern Sport. It's the Debris Inhibitor Razur. It's at Debris Inhibitor. You can follow them on Twitter. You can click through to the website through highschoolfootballamerica.com. And love this product. I've loved it from the beginning. And it's so great to see it take off. And you and I have talked kind of offline about what it's like to be, an entrepreneur in this economy and all that. But tell me personally what it means for you and the team there, your founding members, to see something that was just an idea in someone's brain, which was Hoppy Langley, and where you are, now from 2010 right to 2015. It's got to put a smile on your face.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And it's funny whenever you're looking at videos now with Huddle, Crossover, and all those other places that you're starting to see, able to go online and look at high school players. A lot of people now are wearing Razurs. And, it's just a whole lot of fun to be able to come up with new colors. We're improving the fabric and stuff all the time, trying to get, the quality is great because they last for, they've been lasting for a couple of years now, but, it's, whenever you're making one pair at a time, it's, you need people to be reordering them some, but, it's a good quality. And I think that, you could talk to anybody that's dealt with Southern Sport. We have a passion for letting kids look good, play good, and I think our customer service is pretty good, pretty good as well.
No, I know it is. And by the way, Joey, I probably was remiss because this is one of the things we hit home a lot on, especially at High School Football America, since it's part of our name. But the Razur, it is American made, and you've talked about this before, but I never ever want you not to talk about it, even if you're repeating yourself. How important is it for you as one of the founding members to have this being an American made product?
Oh, I think it's most, and it's one of the most important things that you could have, and my son's in the military, and it's that patriotism that we try to exude, and we feel like everything good's got to start in the United States, and from a quality standpoint and everything else, that's just the way it needs to be.
At the top of the show, by the way, folks, if you've never seen the Razur in action, we tweeted out a video link to it, a minute video link that one of our friends in Chicago put together for us, and it really shows what happens with the debris inhibitor. It does, in fact, keep the rubber pellets from field turf out of your shoes, and I remember last year, the first time I stepped back on the field last year, especially in Southern California, you're always no socks. It's always just kind of some sort of slip on there, and I came off the field, and I looked like I had had stepped in, well, we'll not say what I looked like I stepped in, but there were little rubber pellets down there. And I knew they were rubber pellets. Yeah, something like that. But maybe, for the people that haven't heard you on the show before, we can take them back a little bit and talk about Hoppy Langley and how this whole product was designed, because it was designed specifically for a need, which is these, as field turf gets bigger and bigger and all over the place, to keep those pellets out of shoes. But tell us the story about Hoppy and how it all came together.
Well, he had sponsored a kid to go to a private school here in Shelby County, and the kid made the All-Star game, and it was at MUS Field in Memphis, and Memphis University School, and he wanted after the ball game was over with, the kid called Hoppy down to thank him for helping him go to Briarcrest. And whenever he did that, Hoppy was walking across that field with loafers, and next thing you know, he looks down and his shoes full of crumb rubber pellets. So a couple of days later, we were over sitting around having lunch, and he said, "What do y'all think about coming up with this?" And that's where it kind of all started from.
It's amazing. I love those stories of entrepreneurism when somebody gets an idea and boom, it's like that. It's kind of like that with our new partners at Crossover and Echo 1612. It's a fun story. Joey Teichert is on the line. The debris inhibitor razor, better known as the TDI Razur. You can buy them online. Many different ways, as Joey said, but you can go directly to their website at TDI Razur with a URAZUR.com. We also have a discount coupon that you can put in. Just put in HSFA, and that will get you 10% off of your order. And 23 new colors. We talked about the multi-purpose, and in some ways, I want to take this in one of the conversations you've had offline, and I don't think we've done it on the show here, is the multi-purpose. We'll talk about wrestling in a second, but this actually has some uses that are outside of sports. You were talking about the guy cutting the grass, the woman out there gardening. Talk about that, because I think that's an interesting concept. Another way to use the multi-purpose razor.
Well, it is, and I don't know. Whenever I cut grass, if I'm behind a push mower, if I'm doing any dirt work or anything, you always have problems with either grass or dirt clods or pellets or something getting in your shoes, and it's uncomfortable. And this product, the multi-purpose, would work just as well for athletes as it would for that. So I use a pair whenever I cut my yard, and it sure keeps the stuff out of the keeps my feet from being uncomfortable.
You got to get some of the kids in the neighborhood there to do that for you, Joey. We just discussed that we're old. You got to have somebody else do that for you.
It's a sad day, yeah.
Joey Teichert is on the line. Southern Sport. We're going to talk about the future here in a second, but we touched on the multi-purpose for cutting grass and gardening. But one of the cool things is, and for coaches that aren't aware, you have to have the SPAT had to be approved by the National Federation, the NFHS, as we all know. They're the rules committee in high school sports for the most part, except for a couple of states here and there. But what I wanted to get to with this is there's a new rule in wrestling about shoelaces coming untied, and we're going to kind of work with the NHSCA here to see if we can get you partnered up with them. But the multi-purpose, which has been approved for wrestling by the NFHS, is going to be, I think, a big deal for you guys in the coming years. Can you tell us a little bit about that and the fact that you are approved, both football and multi-purpose, by the NFHS?
We are. We've went through, submitted the, to make sure that it fits within the guidelines of their rules, and they said that it does. And I think the biggest thing for the wrestlers is not being penalized, if their shoes do come untied. And it's something that's affordable, and a good solution to, to keep that from happening.
Talking TDI Razur tonight, the debris inhibitor Razur. That's TDI Razur with a URAZUR.com. You can go online to order there, and as Joey said, lots of other different ways you can order. Going to be in some big boxes. They're already in Academy Sporting Goods. They've been there for a long time. Amazon, eBay, all things that make me smile, Joey, because I know how much time and effort you put into this. And maybe I think for the people out there listening that we talked about American Made, and people want to buy American Made, but what about the entrepreneur in you? We know, and I guess I'm not giving away secrets. You guys, you Hoppy and Sean, you're all doing kind of a day job too. So tell us what it's like to follow through on this passion and see this company grow like this.
Oh, it's exciting, and it's a lot of hard times, but whenever you're able to see kids that are wearing the product and liking it, and then we've had so many reorders, and that makes you feel real good. Is whenever somebody likes your product good enough that they're going to buy multiple pair over multiple years, and that really makes you feel like you're provide good customer service and a good quality product to the to people, because things are always tight, and if somebody's willing to spend their money on it, then that means something.
Yeah, and you touched on it before about the durability, and we have a mutual friend in the garment business that said about the only thing they did wrong was they made it too durable. Tell us a little bit about this. This isn't something like tape that you take off after a game and throw in the wastebasket. This can be worn each and every day and bounces back each time, right? That's what you guys were aiming for when you created this.
Absolutely, it's a 3-ply nylon, and it fits over the shoe just like a sock with a hole on the bottom for the back cleats. We've got instruction cards now that whenever we show people how it's easy to get on and easy to get off. You don't have to have a trainer to tape to apply it like you do with tape, and there's a lot of some research and literature about taping on the inside of the shoe versus the outside of the shoe. And while we don't offer any support at all, it has a tape look and more importantly for the kids that are playing on the field turf or artificial surface with the crumb rubber, it keeps that out of the shoes. And
just for those of you that are thinking the younger generation, they're just doing too much cool stuff. Spatting is something new. It's a fad or whatever. We have a story we wrote, and Joey didn't even know this. I'm surprising you with this. It's going to be put up after the show here about the original spat guy, and this came out of Hoppy Langley, one of your founders there. The original guy to spat was actually Hall of Fame running back Lenny Moore from my neck of the woods in Pennsylvania and Penn State fame. So we're going to put that up on the website here and at the end of the show. So that'll be a good read. But I remember Hoppy. I think you told me when Hoppy found that out, he got so excited when he said, "Oh, look, the old guys used to do it."
He did. He did. Well, at Ole Miss, he said that they would spat all the time at Ole Miss too. So it was it's kind of a good blast from the past, and it makes the kids. A lot of people think that if you and I abide by this philosophy too, that if you look good, you're gonna play good, and it's just like anybody that gets up and goes to work every morning. You got to take pride in what you're doing, and that's the first building block of success.
Agreed. 23 colors. That's up from last year's number. Again, you can go to TDIRazur.com, Razor with a U. Joey Teichert on the line here. And let's kind of wrap up with a look into the future. I know you said some big box stores will announce that when you get there, but I know you have some other plans. So what can you sneak peek us a little bit without giving away too much information?
Yeah, we're looking at getting into, being able to provide the same quality service for sporting good athletic garments, or I guess athletic garments, and trying to have those that are American made, and being able to provide that good quality. And I think that's going to be on the horizon for the short term, and we'll definitely keep you posted on any developments from there.
And that's Joey Teichert from Southern Sport again, TDI Razur, Razor with a U, R-A-Z-U-R, TDIRazur.com. Use the High School Football America special code HSFA. When you go to the website to order, you'll get a discount on your order for 10%. And that's going to do it for tonight's show. I want to thank John Hebert from Carmel High School, who joined us earlier, and wish him nothing but success in 2015. Again, we're working on our preseason top 25. Carmel, as you heard, had a lot of talent coming back. We're looking at a lot of good teams that were ranked last year that have a lot of players coming back. Colquitt County, Miami Central, South Panola. A lot of these schools that were there at the end of last year look to be poised to do the same thing again this year, meaning get into the top 25. And again, we use an algorithm. Our preseason is an opinion poll, but we do go after 2 weeks right to the algorithm, which we believe has been pretty great in figuring out who the national champion is. And 3 years running, it's been the Allen Eagles, although in 2012 they shared the championship, the mythical national championship, when we were using our opinion poll with John Curtis. I want to thank all of our partners on the show, Echo 1612. Go to echo1612.com, crossover with a K, crossover.com/football, and the good folks at the Debris Inhibitor, TDI Razur, razur.com. Want to remind everybody to keep up when we're not on the air by following us on Twitter at HSFB America. Follow the turnaround, Strunky. The head coach at Lubbock, Jason Strunk, writes it on a fairly regular basis. Going to be getting updates as they go through the second week of spring practice. Going to have a lot of news from around the nation this coming week on practice, spring ball, which takes place in about 15, 16 states right now. So looking forward to that. And make sure you write us if you have any openings on your staff. Coach's Job Board, I think we're around 1,200 that we've listed since the beginning of January, 350 active right now. And we also have our new site for all other jobs outside of football, coachesjobboard.com. I want to thank Scott Z back in Ohio for keeping the show running so smoothly. For now, this is Jeff Fisher saying good night and good sports from Southern California. You've been listening to High School Football America on the Artist First Radio Network.